Hi, I'm Brent Simmons from Ranchero Software. I'm an independent iOS developer from Seattle. Now, mobile services offers a bunch of important things besides just tables and user authentication. Two of the big ones are push notifications, which you really need if you want to drive engagement with your users. Push notifications and scheduled scripts. Scheduled scripts are great for cleaning up old data or maybe writing an RSS reader or something that connects to Twitter or something. You can run scripts periodically that add stuff to the database or send push notifications or whatever. Anyway, we'll start with push notifications. The first big step in push notifications is something you have to do regardless of whether you're using mobile services or not. You have to go to Apple's site and you have to handle creating a certificate and just doing a whole bunch of weird little important things that Apple requires. And I'm not going to walk through all those. There's tutorials online for that because it would take a little while and it'd be pretty boring. So let's just pretend that all that stuff's been done because, heck, I have already, in fact, done it here, and I can show you what's next. So in the portal, go to the scripts for your table. We have the Brent Demo C service, and click on Data. Go to To-Do item. And we'll click on Scripts. So what I want to do is send a push notification every time an item has been inserted. And I'll paste in a little script that will show how easy that is done. So I'll grab that here, and I'll have that run after request.execute. Request.execute actually inserts the item into the database, so we can run the push notification afterwards. So I'm wrapping this bit in a set timeout function. It gives me just a little delay so that when I demo this on my iPhone a second, it gives me a chance to actually quit the app and get back to Springboard so you can see the push notification. It's not something you would necessarily normally use. The important part of this here, though, is the push.apns.send call. And that essentially is all there is to actually sending a push notification from mobile services. The first parameter is the device token that you get from the registration call inside the client. Now, in this case, I've hard-coded my own device token, which I guess means if you're watching this, you might be able to send any push notification to my phone. Fine, entertain me if you would. So the first parameter is the device token. Then you have an alert, and that's what actually shows in a push notification outside of the app. Payload, the in-app message, would show if you're receiving the push notification while the app is still running and your app actually wants to handle that. So having pasted this in, we can just hit save. And then that's live. So for any insert, I will get a push notification. Now I'll show you, I can show you on my iPhone that this actually works. And I'm using a cool app named Reflector, which uses AirPlay mirroring to show you what's actually on my iPhone. So I will launch Reflector, and that's a picture of my cat. You can see his name is Papa, named for Ernest Hemingway and Edgar Martinez. Anyway, click on Quick Start. Tap on Quick Start, of course, and I will enter a new item, play with the cat some more, and click the plus button, and it spins, and I'll quit the app, and we'll wait, and any second it should show a push notification. And there it is, nice and quick, huh? Very cool. All right, so that's it. It's a real live push notification. This is really the iPhone I'm holding in my hand that you're seeing in my screen. Anyway, so that is the gist of push notifications. So the second big thing I talked about was the scheduler, and I'll show you how that works. So back to the portal, go back to your mobile service, Brent Demo C, and click on Scheduler. And there are no job scheduled for this mobile service yet, so we'll create a new one. And we'll give it a name. We'll call it Get Updates. And we'll have it run every 60 minutes. And now it's creating. We'll get rid of some of these alerts here. All right, so it's created. The status is disabled because by default, you don't want to just create a script and have it start doing nothing automatically. You want to start it when you're ready to start it, right? So I'll click the Get Updates script and click on the Script tab. And you'll see that there's a default script which just does console.warn, which will place a string in your log file. And I'll show you your log file in a minute. What I'll do is paste in a script that downloads tweets from Twitter, the most recent tweets for the mobile services hashtag. Let me grab those. Okay. And we'll replace what's there. All right, so the first thing you can see is that it's calling tables.getTable and getting a tweets table. And I haven't made that yet. I will in a second. And the getUpdates script is, well, notice that this is all JavaScript, right? What's actually happening is mobile services runs node.js. And so all your scripts are in JavaScript. So the getUpdates script uses a JSON parser. It's cool that that's available. Writes to the console. It uses the request module, which you get by require of request. And the request module does HTTP requests. So you can read from wherever, Twitter or RSS feeds or whatever you want to read as part of your scheduled scripts. And it also, you'll note, not only writes to a table, it also, in this method, reads from a table too. So you have full access to your table storage. But I want to save this, but I don't want to enable it or run it yet because I haven't created the tweets table. So I click Save at the bottom and wait a moment for it to save. And let's go back to the Data tab. And I will click Create down here and create a new table called Tweets. And we should set the permission here, only scripts and admins. Admin, that would be you, and the script would be your scheduled script. So for all of insert, update, delete, and read, we will set those permissions. And click the check mark, and we have a table named Tweets. So back to the Scheduler tab. We'll click on Get Updates again. It's still disabled because I've saved it, but I haven't told it to run. So let's look again at the script. All right, here's our script, which references the tweets table, which we just made, and it's ready to go. So let's try it out. We'll click the Run Once button, and it's running. You can see starting the following job. The following job was successfully started, Get Updates. So that happened. We want to verify that that actually worked. What we'll do is go back to that tweets table that we created, and we'll see if it actually has something in it. And it does. These are all tweets that the script retrieved from Twitter. And we have text, author, date, Twitter ID, all that good stuff. So it worked very, very nicely. But what if it hadn't worked? Well, this is where debugging comes in. So I will go back to the scheduler and show you what happens if there's a problem in the script. Click on the Script tab, and I'll just add the character X. So it reads tables.getTableX. We know that getTableX doesn't actually exist, but what we'll do is we'll save it. Okay, and we'll click Run Once. And then we will go to our Logs tab and look for an error. And sure enough, there is an error. We'll select it and click on Details. All right, so there's an error in script, scheduler/getUpdates. And the type of the error is it has no method getTableX, right? Which is exactly what we expected. And it gives us a line number and character number. And great. So the gist of debugging, let me go back to the scheduler first. And go back to the script and fix it. So I'll save it, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enable it too. And of course, to make my scheduled script actually run every 60 minutes, I would click Enable at the bottom of the screen. Since it's a demo, I don't actually need that to happen, so I will click it. But trust me, it works. Anyway, so I highly recommend visiting thejoyofcode.com because so far you've seen everything working in a browser, and you might really be like me and maybe want to use a text editor and write unit tests and get somewhat of a local environment up and working. And if you go to www.thejoyofcode.com, there's a blog with a whole bunch of excellent posts on those very topics. And absolutely worth checking out. You can learn a ton, as I am. Anyway, that's it.